We're currently updating our annual gear and software guide, which is a free guide that we give away to all of our students and subscribers. For most software, recommending the hardware is easy because there's a limited amount of hardware that works with it. It's normally made by the manufacturer or licensed by the software company to a manufacturer. And then we apply our judgment and give our top 5 or whatever. For VirtualDJ though, it's a little bit different. And that difference is actually quite interesting because VirtualDJ has never been for any particular platform. They've always made their software work with everything. It's one of the strengths of that platform. But that does mean it's a bit harder for us to pick 5 because it works with all of them. So what I did and what I've done for the last few years is went directly to the owner of VirtualDJ and I ask him every year, what are your picks? What are your top 5 controllers for your software this year? I mean, you'd imagine he would know, wouldn't you? And then every year we write those up and we pop them in the guide for VirtualDJ users or for those considering that platform. So I wanted to share what he told me with you here. I'm going to walk you through his 5 picks, tell you what we think of them and what we think of his claims that VirtualDJ is the best platform to use with that particular piece of hardware. I'm going to go through them all now and then at the end I will tell you how you can grab a copy of this guide should you be interested. So the first controller is the DDJ Flex 10. Made for Rekordbox but also for Serato DJ. This is a fully featured 4-channel controller. It's got all the inputs and outputs for you to plug in DVS and record decks and external sources as well, 2 microphone inputs and lots of mixer functions that let you do quite a lot of cool stuff. It's a great unit. And so what does VirtualDJ say about this? Well, VirtualDJ say, VirtualDJ unlocks mapping possibilities that far surpass the factory settings. You get granular control over VirtualDJ's world-class stems engine, and you get the ability to customize the performance pads far beyond the native presets. It doesn't just control the mixer, it optimizes it. So, does this check out? Well, the interesting thing about the VirtualDJ mapping for this is it lets you be more flexible with how you use the EQ controls to control stems. You can already control stems in Rekordbox with the EQ controls because there's a shortcut that lets you switch the EQs out and control stems instead, but then you haven't got any EQs. So if you only want to DJ with 2 channels, then VirtualDJ lets you do it another way. VirtualDJ lets you use the unused EQ controls for the other 2 channels to control your stems, while the main EQ controls continue to control, well, the EQ. It's a nice little addition and it gives you much more flexibility if you're a 2-channel DJ. So adding that to the fact that you can control the stems on the pads as well. And remember, if you've looked at the way this controller works, it actually only works with 3 stems in its own software, Rekordbox, the vocals, the instruments and the drums. Most software has 4 stems, the vocals, the drums, but the instruments are split into bass and melody. So this not only lets you control that, which to be fair, Serato does as well on the pads, but it pushes it further and lets you control better because you can fade in and out rather than just turning on and off the stems with this clever mapping of the other 2 channels. So VirtualDJ stems sound better than, certainly better than Rekordbox's by a long way. Quite similar to Serato's to be said, but it has better control than even Serato over the stems on this unit. So this is a real meaningful win for VirtualDJ users on the Flex 10. And so this one holds up. It's a great mapping for a great controller and it brings more out of it than anyone else's software does. So a big tick for that claim. Let's move on to the next one. So the next controller on their list is the, I'm sure you'll agree, extremely attractive Rain 1 Mark II Serato motorized turntable controller. High-end, nice metal finish, every conceivable input and output, so you can again plug in your record decks and your CDJs, 2 laptops, all the microphones and inputs and outputs you could want. And overall, it's a lovely feeling, but still quite compact unit for scratch DJs with its hardware effects, its professional faders and so on. Lovely unit. But does VirtualDJ bring anything else for the table to this one? Well, again, let's have a look at what they said. VirtualDJ say, when paired with VirtualDJ's ultra low latency scratch engine, the Mark II's high torque motorized platters feel indistinguishable from traditional vinyl. It offers the most organic tactile experience available in a controller format. It does. This does offer the most organic tactile experience available in a controller format. But here's the thing, it's indistinguishable from real vinyl maybe, but it's also indistinguishable from Serato, which is the official software that comes with it. In other words, if you're using this just to get the best scratch feel, you don't have to go to VirtualDJ to get that. Serato's scratch feel on this is amazing, and Serato software is in the box. So while this is not a reason to switch to VirtualDJ, it's more a demonstration that VirtualDJ is perfectly capable of delivering the same kind of top tier experience on a motorized platter control. No reason to switch then, but definitely a humble brag from the VirtualDJ crew. And it is good. VirtualDJ's got a great scratch engine nowadays. It's been exhaustively tested with scratch DJs who are far better at this stuff than I am, and our own Steve Canuetto, and we agree it's great. It's just not really a reason to switch. The next one on their list then, number 3 on the list of controllers that VirtualDJ thinks you should be considering this year if you want to use their software with them, is Alpha Theta's XDJ AZ, their flagship workhorse unit with this lovely big screen here with all the inputs and outputs you could possibly want around the back, and with full 4 channels of standalone control without a laptop. So why is VirtualDJ, a piece of DJ software, saying that they think this is worthy of your consideration if you want to use their software with it? Well, in one word, it's actually 2 words, but they're pushed together in the way that marketing departments like to do nowadays. In one word, one library. So one library is a way of plugging in a USB drive that's been exported from software that isn't the software this is designed to work with. This is designed to work with rekordbox. You prepare your music on rekordbox, export to USB, plug in here, and then you DJ without the laptop. You can now also do it with VirtualDJ, because VirtualDJ can export in this new one library format to work with this, as can, for example, Traktor, Algorithms DJ Pro, and I'm sure more will come as well. So why, if you can export to play on this, not only with rekordbox, but with all these other platforms, do VirtualDJ think they're the best one? Well, I'll read you what they say. VirtualDJ say, the real magic here is the one library format. You can export your playlists complete with pre-separated stems directly to a USB and play them standalone on the AZ. When you do plug in your laptop, VirtualDJ grants you access to more streaming services and cloud drive options than any other ecosystem. Right, okay, so here's what they're saying here. They're saying that because their stems sound really good and because they can now export to USB and plug into this, that's better than rekordbox. Agreed. Yes, you definitely can. So we agree with that. But the other thing they said there is it gives you access to more streaming services and cloud drive options than any other ecosystem. So what they're saying here is that basically when you plug the software in, you get music from more sources available to you. Again, that's correct. If you do want to use this with software, if you do want to plug your laptop in and DJ with it that way, VirtualDJ does have certain advantages over other DJ software, and they've named 2 of them there. However, all that said, the reality, in my view, is that most XDJ AZ users are probably buying it because it's so tightly integrated with the Alpha Theta rekordbox ecosystem. It looks and feels very much like club gear, and they're probably also DJing or aspiring to DJ in clubs. In other words, they bought it for that reason. So not a reason to switch to VirtualDJ necessarily, although a great demonstration of the one library format, which, by the way, VirtualDJ actually did first. They were the first people to give you the option of exporting from their software to work on that ecosystem. It wasn't called one library back then, but then it all became official, and you can still do it on VirtualDJ, so kudos to them for that. So the next controller, it couldn't be more different. It's the Reloop Mixtor Pro. I left the camera on exactly the same zoom settings, just so you could see the difference in size between those 2 units. Let's have a closer look at the Mixtor Pro. This is indeed a marvel of a unit. You get your paddles, you get your nice big filter controls that feel great. You get switchable pads that do all kinds of things, including the sampler and saved loops and stems, 3-band EQ, even 4-deck control, because it's got decks 3 and 4 there. So add that to the transport controls, the nice up faders, the generally good build quality, nice crossfader, and what you'd expect, you can plug it in around the back to a big PA system, as Luke does. You've got a really nice little unit. The question is, does VirtualDJ bring anything new to the table? Well, let's see what they say. They say Virtual DJ's mapping for this unit is a masterclass in efficiency. It packs 4 deck control and advanced stems manipulation into a footprint that fits into a backpack. It proves you don't need a massive rig to deliver a professional complex performance. And no, you don't. But then again, all of those things are completely true when you're using this with the software it's designed to work with, Algorithms DJ Pro. And in the case of their software, you can use it with a laptop, yes, but you can also use it with a phone or with an iPad, which is exactly what Laid Back Luke does and exactly why I think it shines, because it's so small that to DJ professionally on a unit like that with it is excellent. All that said, Virtual DJ are quite right with what they say here. If you're not scared of fiddly, they've done a great job of mapping their software to this as well. You try using this with Serato or with Rekordbox, you'll soon come unstuck because it's not possible. However, Virtual DJ, if you don't want to use Algorithms DJ Pro, is a viable alternative to use with the Mixtor. So from that point of view, yes, if that's what you want, Virtual DJ can deliver it quite uniquely on this as an alternative platform to the one it's designed for. Virtual DJ's users are definitely not scared of hacking stuff and of mapping things to make them work exactly how they want. So I'm sure there's several out there who are very happy doing that stuff on such a tiny controller. It's certainly going to be a lot of fun on a Mixtor Pro, I think. So a more normal controller then for Virtual DJ's 5th choice for their own software is the DDJ Flex 4 from Pioneer DJ. This is the final one on the list. Now, this is the controller we recommend to beginners over and over, day in, day out, mainly because it's laid out in a shrunken, admittedly, but nonetheless in a similar layout to a club system. You've got your looping controls, which are similar to a club. You've got your strip of effects down to the right hand side of the channels, which is similar to a club, and just the general layout, the way they've got the vertical play, pause and cue buttons and so on. This is a good first step for any DJ. It's well made. It's only got the basic inputs and outputs as you'd expect on a cheap controller, but really this is the kind of thing that is just so good to get started on, and you probably will hold on to it even if you, well, when you upgrade to something better as your DJing career moves on. So yeah, we like the Flex 4, but why do Virtual DJ like it and recommend it? Well, this is what they say. It's a plug and play dream. Virtual DJ seamlessly integrates the Flex 4's smart crossfader effects and smart fader, allowing beginners to execute complex sounding transitions while they focus on the fundamentals of phrasing and track selection. It's the best first step a DJ can take. So, well, in that respect, we agree. This is probably the best first step on the market now that a DJ can take. As I say, it works with everything. It's got standard layout and so on. However, for me, this is the weakest claim of the 5. And the reason for that is that this comes with perfectly capable software for nothing. The Rekordbox platform is really, really good in the box. And so it doesn't cost you a penny. And Virtual DJ does. Virtual DJ to buy is expensive, or you can subscribe to it, but you don't need to, because this unit here comes with everything you need to get going. So yes, it is a plug and play dream, but it doesn't need Virtual DJ to do that. So yes, it's true, Virtual DJ does integrate really nicely with these, actually better than Serato, which is intriguing because Serato software is on the unit itself, printed there because it is an officially licensed Serato controller. However, to unlock Serato properly, you need to buy it, and even then you're only going to have the same kind of functionality you get for free with the software that comes with it. So the fact the software that comes with it is really good is the thing that makes Virtual DJ's claim weak, rather than Virtual DJ not being good. Virtual DJ works great with this. It's just beginners are best sticking to what comes with it, at least until they know what they're doing. Are you a Virtual DJ user? What controllers do you use with your Virtual DJ software and why? Now, our full gear guide has got the same thing. I do exactly the same thing, but with all the DJ platforms. So we do Serato, we do Rekordbox, we do DJ Pro, we do Traktor, and we do Virtual DJ. Not only that, but we help you choose which software to use, and even we help you choose which direction to go down. Do you want standalone? Do you want to use CDJs? Do you want to use traditional turntables and a mixer? Do you want to use a controller, and so on? The Gear Guide is a great place to get all this advice, and it's designed to help you on your very first steps in DJing so you don't make expensive mistakes. So there's two things there then. If you want to tell me about your Virtual DJ setup and why yours is the best, then do so in the comments underneath. And if you'd like a copy of the Gear Guide, scan the QR code, come join the community for free. We'll give you one along with a copy of our book, again, completely for free when you join. QR code, and there's also the link in the description underneath this video. Meanwhile, from me, Phil, here in the studio, get good, get out there, make the moments. We'll see you again very soon.